Thanks for staying with us. All right, so when we were discussing this matter last week, and some of us were convinced, actually what happens is that when the video of Ejikeme came out, and she got emotional, everybody, most Nigerians, went on that emotional train with her. Those who believed initially were, Dr. Fabian has already told us that it's not. Once she came out with that video, it was like the only tool they had. Even our producer, he was like, well, that girl cannot do this.
Yeah,
no, see that girl, see. Everybody immediately swung into the emotional train. And we saw it happen when the girl, with the boy that had sepsis, when they said Doing College killed him because of the bullying, right? And then we found out that, it was based on negligence of the parents who didn't take him to the hospital on time. That caused it. But we went on that emotional trip. The school must do this. We even approached the school, wanted to bring it down. There were other cases, I can't remember, several cases where we all went on this emotional train. And the question, therefore, is that maybe we can also have a learning curve from this. Because when the government says, this is it, many Nigerians don't believe. And it's years of mistrust, distrust of government. And then now that they're trying to do the right thing, because people are saying they don't have systems. They didn't put systems. That's how they did it for Keniko, my uncle, my auntie. Everybody's like coming up with stories that they couldn't even verify of things, of what JAMB had done to jam them. And JAMB is saying, I have put a system in place. I have put a technology in place that cannot allow this to happen. So how do we get to the point where we start beginning to trust our system? Or do we all just say, we don't trust it? It's regardless.
Trusting the system is a long journey.
Long journey.
But I think that the first thing I'd like to say, and I've argued this extensively in church just last week, Tuesday, that popularity of an opinion does not make it a fact.
Yep.
The fact that everybody is talking about this opinion does not make that opinion become fact. And we must argue and ask and research till we get the fact of the story. Which is why I would respect Obi Ezekwesili's coming out to say, when I saw the facts, I agree that it was wrong. But
we have to wait for an independent. So how many issues do we get an independent investigation? Because I kept saying that. No, do we have to wait for an independent investigation?
That is the journey we have to go through because we have been battered and brutalized by the system. So the system cannot get our trust by fiat.
Like that,
it would come from consistently investigating. And over time we realize that, it seems like these people are now consistently getting it right, then we'll start believing them by default. Right. But for now, we might require a bit of fact-finding before we find out who is telling us the truth or not. But you see the people we need to address, people that even after they get the facts, they still say no. The Nigerian government, they will have doctored the information somewhere. Yes. So I feel that let us take the facts, especially with the story of the sepsis. I mentioned that story, and you know that they were still arguing against that. I brought out the phone, I showed them the reports. I said I spoke to the pathologist, and somebody was still arguing with me. Learned, but swayed by emotions and popular opinion against facts. Let us put our emotions and focus on facts.
So, we are naturally an emotional...
Oh, sorry, let me pause you. I've been having a call. Hold in.
All right.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. I do apologize.
Yeah.
You're live. Go ahead. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
You have actually contributed brilliantly. I like your contribution this morning. But I have to say 2 or 3 things. Number one is Mmesoma. She's 19 years. We have a 19-year-old who is a child. We have 19-year-old who is an adult. To me, Mmesoma, she's 19-year-old. With that act, she's an adult. So she should not be considered as a child. Number 2, I want us to understand, and sorry I'm going to mention it, Omotola Jonade married at the age of maybe 17 to 18, and she gave birth to her first child at the age of 19 years. So that makes her an adult. The next one is that someone should face a consequence. Because it has actually divided this nation. I'm telling you, there are so many people that are still not agree that what Mmesoma did was wrong. So if she was pardoned, people will not learn from what she has done. So she should face the consequence of her action. And this person that said he wanted to sponsor her to whatever university she wants, I don't think it's helping her. It's not really helping her because it's encouraging corruption. Right. So that is my take.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shola. Yes, sir.
So I believe we're naturally an emotional people. And so far, the emotions has kept us where we are today. We move one step forward, 15 steps backwards, because we're always considering, oh, my cousin's auntie, my auntie's uncle, is my people's people, is my this one, is from my tribe, is not from my tribe, and all of that. And the question is, are we tired of where we are? If we are tired of where we are, that means we must begin to open our minds to see things more objectively. But we cannot do it by ourselves because of the experiences and the precedences we've had so far. That's where the government must insist on the system and will keep proving. If they need to have 15 independent panels or committee to make an inquiry, they have to do that till we get to a point where at least 80%, not everybody will still fall in line, but at least 80% of people can say, the government has said it, or the institution has said it, and this is it. We need to get there. We need to work our way to that point. And so we should not, the systems or the government should not be tired of continually proving to us because they have messed up for a very long time. They say one person, they mess up, they come. The day when you talk true, nobody go believe you because they now know you as a liar. That's one. Secondly, the system has to model what we can follow. We have people in positions of authority whose certificates are in question. We are asking questions. Which school did you go to? Which certificate do you have? Which this one, which that one? And they are not clear. And these young children are seeing, they are observing, they are watching. If a governor can get away with this, a president can get away with this, a commissioner can get away with this, why can't I? Why don't I try? Why don't I make the moves? Yeah. If I escape, and a lot of people have made the moves and escaped, she was just caught. Do you understand? So it has to be holistic. While we're cleaning out the system, I'm trying to make everything right, the people at the helms of leadership and position must be seen to be doing the right things. So that when you tell your son, do not smoke, it's because you are not smoking. Not because you want to tell him what to do. Do as I do as I say, and not as I do.
Let me take this call from Damola. Thanks for calling, Damola. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I quite support what Sokwe said, and especially the gentleman that spoke just now. You see, the problem I have in this country is that everything we call ethnic, we give it ethnic coloration. People from our ethnic side have been coming out, talking and all that. For God's sake, a 19-year-old is not a small girl. A 19-year-old that knows how to manipulate things like that. It's not a small girl. Let JAMB do whatever JAMB thinks is the punishment. Let JAMB give her the punishment to her.
All right. Now, some have also argued that if Ejikeme came from a wealthy home, maybe we want to have this conversation. Maybe someone would have called somebody. You know, that's the perspective that,
she would have...
That should have gotten, I mean...
No. She would have gone to the right schools. She would have been able to read the right book. She would not get...
Children make mistakes. Yeah. Children commit all sorts of offenses. Children in top universities around the world have been caught committing offenses. Yeah. After all, we saw the American story where top celebrities were doing all sorts of things to get their children into top schools by lying. So crime can happen anywhere. Yeah. But the difference with that story, we saw how it ended. Their parents were locked up. For those offenses as well, you know, so it's not about rich or poor. It's not about, you know, oh, things are so hard and that's why we're struggling. In fact, that's the lie we have told ourselves for so long in Nigeria, that we've given people a pass that they can say, oh, it's because I'm so poor. But we know that it's not about poverty, because there are people who are poor and who have dignity. There are people who are poor and still respect themselves. There are people who are poor and still obey the law. So it's just about criminality. And the reason why people do that is because anytime someone commits a crime, we do not want to look at the crime. We don't want to punish them for the crime. We ourselves will bring this ethnicity, will bring this state economic, socioeconomic status to try and defend it. But now, I'm happy that JAMB did this. Because also for JAMB, you know, the ladies were questioning why we should trust, why it has been hard to trust institutions. I'm happy that JAMB has been able to do this and tomorrow, if anything comes out, we'll listen to JAMB first.
Yes.
You know, because they've proven beyond doubt that they are up to, you know, that they are performing above
board.
par, above board. So there's this other thing also I want to talk about when Nigerians like to say Nigeria will happen to you. Nigeria is happening to you. Who did we want Nigeria to happen to? We wanted it to happen to Ume Kamsi or Chukwu in Kechinyere. I have to even read her name out.
We'll talk about
that. Is, yes,
in
I
a
just
moment.
need to, let me just mention her name. I just need to mention that that's the highest scorer. If we had allowed Mmesoma get away with this, if we had given her a pass because of where she's from or how she's from or things are hard for her, Nigeria would have happened to the person that deserved to get the award. That's what we're saying. So finally, we did something right. So Nigeria happened to this girl in the right way. So next time we say Nigeria happened to someone, hopefully it's because Nigeria stands up and makes sure that those that deserve it, those that earned the merit will be acknowledged.
All right. Let me take Lolali. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
All right. It's beautiful to see the trajectory this case is taking. It would have been easy to advocate or solicit.
It's not clear. It's finding it difficult to hear you. I do apologize for that. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.